हाँ हाँ जी, कम करो। आज छोटी 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 निशानी बैग जाओ। नहीं तुम मेरे पास तो और बैग है, कोई मसला नहीं। शुक्र अल्लाह दा। आज कुकिंग करते होने तो ध्यान दिया स्मेल।
ये अपने घर की बातें हमें ना सुनाएं जी, माइक ऑन करके। आशान सर, आप सुन सकते हैं आवाज? Raise your hand please if you, yes. जी अनम्यूट करें अपने आप को। तबस्सुम नूर मलिक स्टार्ट करें। हेलो, ये आप सुन सकते हैं? हेलो, सोबिया अकरम आवाज आ रही है आपको? आप अनम्यूट करें, अपना अलाउ किया मैंने।
यस सर, आवाज आ रही है। पहले अनम्यूट हो नहीं रहा था इसलिए मैं बोल नहीं थी।
स्क्रीन शेयर हो
आ रही है
जी, स्क्रीन
अब आ रही है।
नजर आ रही है। तो तबस्सुम नूर मलिक, यू हैव ओनली 1 minute टू स्टार्ट। इफ यू आर अनेबल टू स्टार्ट लेट मी नो। आई
No sir, I was not unmuted. Unmuted. I am starting. Sir, first of all, I will explain my topic. Putting ancient sounds on exhibit. The case of two Mesoamerican bone rests at the Pellegrini Museum, Rome. Next, I will
जी बोलें।
Sir, are you listening me?
यस।
Okay, sir. Sir, first of all, I will explain the case study. In a case study, one or more cases can be investigated. When examining one case, we refer to a singular case study, and a multiple or plural case study is used to describe a study examining several cases. In multiple case studies, each case is studied as if it is singular study and is then compared to other cases. The analysis is each following cases is built on the knowledge obtained in the analysis of the previous case. Sir, next slide. Okay, sir. This case study is about two scrap audiophone musical instruments which are made by the human bones from ancient Mesoamerican, presented in the exhibit held in Rome. The researchers carry out to know the properties of bone and the sound characteristics of instruments, along with the social role of all these artifacts in American culture context that brought them to Italy. It highlights how visitors can perceive sounds coming from distant cultures background and how the instruments can be studied. This interdisciplinary studies is helpful for the benefit and incorporating of anthropology and archaeological perspectives. Sir, please next. This study is about the musical instrument, which is the name is Omichi Keosley, and it has been composed in two words. Omchi mean bones and Keosley produce strength. Both means are bones that given strength. The Omiki Keosley is classified as a scrap audiophone, which is an instrument that produces sound by the vibration of its own body without the need of strings, columns of the air. According to Western, the body of instrument has two voices, historical voice and musical voice. Historical voice is that this music instrument is belong to the period before 16th century, which we call the pre-Hispanic time, when Spanish explorers discovered and covered Mesoamerican and South America. Oomycology was made by the human bones, farmers, the thigh bones. And it is used when a high level rank of person is died, and on the death of on the ritual of this morning, it is played. And these musical bones are used, such bones are chosen especially if they are pretended in the body of sacrifice victim because of high status of these individuals. Means the person who belonged to an army and died for his country and is sacrificed warrior, and he belongs to a high rank, and the bone of his body are taken, and then this instrument is made by his bones. And musical wise, no need of studying memories comments of the air produced sound by the liberation of its own body. And historical wise is also belong to that it belongs to the history and the story of the soldiers which died, and this made all the body of the part of their body. And it tells us about the history and the knowledge of the past. Hello?
जी सुन रहे हैं
Social role of Mesoamerican instrument. Artifacts as material have a way of conveying meaning, stories, and knowledge. Mesoamerican musical instrument in Europe museum context and narrative. Sir, I will explain all this. Sir, in fact, it is a study of anthropology. I will tell the all. It is a study of archaeology and anthropology. Archaeology is the study of culture, how the people live and work and what they make. And archaeology is the study of sub branch of anthropology, and which tells us, which focus on the material culture and looks at the pattern, how the things are made, and their historical background, and how the things are reconstructed. And it was put into the museum and reproduced them and given the two names, human fabula and human sacrifice. Human fabula belong to the narrative stories, how the stories are narrated and put them in a sequence. And human sacrifice belong to the previous example which I have given. Then next, please.
Check you. Next of this.
No, sir. 5-stage model.
उस पे तो थे हम.
Sir, in this model, they explain the 4 steps of this, how the things are put in the museum, and what is, where are they come from, and how they are spoiled, and from where they are collected, and what we learn from all these things. And it symbolizes the it symbolizes the instrument, how the instrument was made, and with the passage of time, the instrument was spoiled, and all this we cannot hear these. All of these lines was disappear from it, and we cannot use furthermore, and it was just for information and just for knowledge of the people and the visitors who come here. And this exhibition was there was held an exhibition for the people, so that the people can learn from the culture of the other nations. And next, this symbolize the when we symbolize this, there's the change of the instruments is also symbolize the change of the time and the change of the honor. It means the things when the change with the passage of time, their values have not been in this article. The proof the value has not down, and it tells us about the 16th century. The American was 16th century, and with the passage of time, they have more progress, and they have their exhibitions about fashion or about the instruments and about the other ornaments to flourish their industry. Effect of museum exhibition and audience understanding other cultures help to gain information about history, providing comprehensive understanding to general public, providing a general overview to new generation, could be used for proper design or historical heritage model. Theoretical framework for point of view, concept of materiality and material culture archaeology, and theoretical between archaeology and anthropology, scientific method of material objects, investigate historical meaning of the stories and the knowledge. From these articles, we see that the article of archaeological be the model of what the culture was like. Archaeology look the pattern in the artifact that they study and give them the clue how people who made them and use them and how they live and how it construct and by how the biological changing over the time. And it is related to the Darwinian theories in which the things are changed with the passage of time. A multidisciplinary research approach was applied in both instruments of reconstruct their cultural biography and artifact analysis, their biological properties. The instrument tells a story and a new role of museum space. It has been acoustic analysis, etymological analysis, osteological analysis, taphonic analysis, and anthropometric analysis. Sir, in acoustic analysis, there is a measure of the sound waves caused by the component contact in the equipment. Acoustic analysis confirms the position of the notches, which are scratches on the instrument, musical instrument. And iconological analysis is a study of the content of the image and their symbolic association. And theoretical analysis look into the social and historical context of the piece. The main purpose of this article is to address the current social role of two Mesoamerican musical instruments at the European Museum, musical context, and to what extent their narrative can be expressed through their showcase. It provides us the collaboration between the anthropology and archaeological perspective. It provides us the cultural heritage barriers. The musical instrument has become an example of Mesoamerican use of Mesoamerican decoration in 19th century and material. The study gave us direction how the exhibition is important to know the culture and civilization of the initiate heritage.
Is it okay from your side?
Okay, sir, finish.
Well done.
Okay,
well
sir,
done.
complete.
That's okay, well done. Now I allow the participants to unmute your mic to say something. There are 2 minutes for the class to comment, to question, whatever you want.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
This is Amna Parvez Khan. Sir, I want to comment on Tabassum Noor Malik presentation.
Yeah.
May I, sir?
Sure.
Yes, sir. Sir, she has presented very well as her case study was about a musical instrument and she explained this instrument in detail. So the overall presentation was very well explained.
Good, agreed. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Mariam is here.
Yes, Maria.
How are you, sir?
I am fine.
Sir, I want to comment on all the presenters who have presented yet.
Sure, come on.
Firstly, the Amna Parvez presentation was very well explained.
I think so. You should comment on this presenter. That
sir,
was
actually,
time.
I want to present. Sir, actually, I want to relate all of them. So how they connect and how their presentations were coherent. As you were saying, like
तब टाइम था ना, बात सुने, वो कल की बात आज ना टाइम ज़ाया होगा इस तरह आप.
Yes sir.
तो ये अभी
मेरा उससे अनम्यूट नहीं हो रहा था, that's why. तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि मैं भी उसको भी कंप्लीट कर दूं.
जो वक्त गुजर गया गुजर गया.
Okay sir. So as far as Tabassum Noor's presentation comes on, it was very well explained, though it was like historic. It was all about history and all the importance of museums and how like
Ji Nusrat
instruments
Naz,
were made.
you may unmute
It
your
was very
mic.
Sir. Sir, Gautam is a good presenter. She explained every point in very good manner. And I think everything is clear because her speed of presenting these slides was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, Saima.
Sir, I think ये बहुत अच्छी presentation है उनके behalf पे. Before preparing this presentation, she contacted me. She discussed with me that the article is very difficult and I am not having any related information from internet. तो बहुत ज़्यादा परेशान थी इसको लेके. तो मेरा ख्याल है कि ये सारी उनकी अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा उसको जो है ना वो समराइज कर लिया है उसकी डिफिकल्टी लेवल के बावजूद. सो दिस इज
इंटरनेट पे तो जाना ही नहीं था. जब केस स्टडी है तो हमें तो केस स्टडी बताना थी.
सर उसको समझने के लिए कुछ रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन की भी जरूरत पड़ती है ना. कुछ
आपने ये उनकी तारीफ की है या स्कोल्ड की है कि वो
तारीफ की है कि बावजूद इसके कि इंटरनेट पे उन्हें कोई खातो इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं मिली उसके बावजूद उन्होंने उसको अच्छा एक्सप्लेन कर लिया उसी आर्टिकल तक रहते हुए.
कहते हैं कि मुंडा बड़ा चंगा है लेकिन कभी कभी ना खराब करता है. काम उदों खराब करता है ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਆਹੋ Sadaf would you like to say something? You can unmute.
Assalamu alaikum. Sir, I also want to appreciate the presenters and also presented well. Very nice. I hope so. Others will also perform very well. Thank you.
Thank you for your good wishes. Thank you. Okay, thank you all of you for your comments and the presenters as well. The next presenter with us is Mehrun Nisa. Come on, Mehrun.
Sir, may I say something about this presentation, sir?
Sure, why not?
Sir, this presentation is significant in the sense that the article's conclusions have been also given here. Yeah. Generally speaking, students present their article and give information, but they don't draw conclusions. And this, article has drawn conclusions, which is, I think, a very good thing.
Yes, I agree with you, Hanif. This case study basically is the core crux of different mixed methodologies of analysis. 5 different methodologies of analysis have been discussed over here, and always I love like these research where different certain things have been used to analyze the data and to conclude the things, and conclusion is very much impressive, and it all credit goes to the author of this case study, that he has written in such a proper way this case study. Okay.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, common Mehrun Nisa. आप लोग देख सकते हैं?
Yes, sir.
स्लाइड पे स्लाइड विजिबल है?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
अब स्टार्ट करें प्लीज.
May I start now, sir?
Yes, yes.
हाँ, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम.
Mehrun Nisa, raise your hand. I wanted to unmute you. Mehrun Nisa, raise your hand. Where are you? I have muted all the class. I wanted to unmute you only.
Yes, sir. Muted. Unmuted. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mehrun Nisa, and today's my presentation topic is postmortem agency of Tutankhamun. Yes, sir. First of all, I want to introduce Tutankhamun, who is this historical personality. He is colloquially known as King Tut, short name of Tutankhamun.
He ruled. He is also called Golden King because a lot of gold was used in his mummification, and his coffin is also made of gold. He ruled Egypt as pharaoh for 10 years until his death at age 18 in 1336 BC. He was the son of Pharaoh Akhenaten. Akhenaten, as it is evident from his name, and Eton, from at the last of his name, this shows that his father was the follower of god Eton, who was the god of sun, and his name.
Why you have unmuted you?
Tutankhamun.
Yes.
His name was first Tutankhaten, but later he changed his religion and turned to highest power. That was Amun, because he believed in Amun. He was king of gods, and changed his name from Tutankhaten to Tutankhamun. His father, and a strange thing about his father and his mother is that both were brother and sister, and his wife was also his half sister. That means she was his stepsister, and he had two daughters and no son. So next slide, please. Let's define postmortem agency. Postmortem agency, John J. Kendall and Martin defined this, that postmortem agency means the individual that once inhibited the body is gone. The dead body still is an integral part of society that can affect the living in some capacity. It can also say that can be said that it is the ability of dead bodies to engage, influence, or structure the behavior of living, whether directly or indirectly. Mummification of Tutankhamun. Actually, there are strange things about the mummification of Tutankhamun. Before Howard Carter and Douglas Derry, no one knew about the mystery of Tutankhamun's mummy. Howard Carter and Douglas Derry examined the mummified remains of Tutankhamun's body in November 1925. Then the world knew about this great historical personality. After a thorough examination of mummy, the amulets and jewelry found amongst the linen wrappings and the coffin in which it lay, Carter concluded that Tutankhamun was scrupulously fashioned to represent and symbolize the one great god of dead, Osiris. Actually, he want to attain the highest power. That's why he want to identify himself by the great god. Physical representation of Osiris. It can actually he was given a different or unique physical appearance like God. Explanation for strong Osiris overtones with the mummified remains of Tutankhamun is that they were result of religious antecedents of the previous reign of Akhenaten, because his father was a true follower of Aten, the god of sun. That's why he was also the follower Aten in the beginning, but later he changed his religion and turned to Amun, who was the king of gods. Evidence is found at the temple of Osiris at Abydos, where a small wooden chest, which was covered with gold foil and containing the cartouches of Tutankhamun and images of Tutankhamun performing rituals act in front of plethora of deities, was found in ceramic vessels. It was purposefully manipulated to represent the statue form of Osiris in order to help with the legitimacy of his successor. Actually, he wanted to continue his succession. That's why he drew many drawings on the vessels to show his obedience to gods. So next slide, please. The material body. Material body means the body which is living, and after the death, what type of body remains. In archaeology, the body is the intersection of biology, physical representation, and material components. It also has influenced the development of the archaeology of death, which views it as direct reflection of social status within society. The body and the identity that goes with it are considered to be actively constructed during life and then deconstructed and reconstructed once again in death through different social relationships.
Marunusa, can we skip a few of slides? It's too long.
Yes.
Really, it's very interesting, and I am very pleased to listen all this about.
Yes, sir, it is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you can miss.
I think so. I will share these all slides into the Google CMS classroom, and interesting people might go through this. But you can conclude and go from another important slide. Let me know where to stop.
Objects of agent. Okay, the body of Tutankhamun. Actually, the body of Tutankhamun, when it was mummified, it was manipulated in different ways. The body was preserved in a small coffin, which was not long. That's why it was to cut off, and he was buried for 2 times. That was the reason, because some historians say that he died far away from Egypt. That's why he was earlier buried, or his funerary rituals were performed first from away from Egypt, and then he was transferred to another gold coffin. That's why his body was got a lot of anomalies. Tutankhamun was buried in relatively small chamber tomb on the floor of Valley of Kings in Egypt. Since Carter's examines, the physical remains have been examined only twice.
Okay.
First, it was discovered in 1968 and then in 2005. And postmortem trauma shows that its body get a lot of damaging. Postmortem is apparent in several locations. The head is dissipated from the rest of the body. The mummified erect penis is detached. The clavicles, sternum, and interior rib cage all are missing. The trunk and the limbs are separated from each other, and there is damage to both of the eye sockets. These are the anomalies. Mummification anomalies. These include the unusual positioning of his arm. Sir, here I couldn't attach a picture which shows that his position was quite different. His arms are crossed on his chest. He is given a different look from other kings of Egypt. This includes the unusual positioning of his arm, the embelmers, incision, cut mark, the amount of resin covering the remains, the resin found within the skull, missing elements from the chest area, including the ribs, sternum, and clavicles, a lack of heart, and an erect mummified penis. The positioning of Tutankhamun's arms is very atypical. The typical positioning of 18th dynasty king's arms are flexed at the elbow with the forearms crossed.
अच्छा, ये जो फ्यूचर प्रेजेंटर्स हैं, मैं उन्हें कहूँगा कि जहाँ इस तरह का सिचुएशन हो तो लाजमन में कोई रेलेवेंट पिक्चर जो है या क्लिप कोई मिनट 2 मिनट का आप देख लें, वो भी चला सकते हैं। जी जी, कैरी ऑन मैरोनिसा।
Yes, the manipulation of Tutankhamun's body. There were two reasons of manipulation of Tutankhamun's body. I have already discussed that Tutankhamun actively participated in campaign, maybe died away from Egypt. That was the first reason. And the second reason is if he died away from Nile Valley, the initial mummification process would have been on site, such as embalming rituals that involve removal of internal organs. This was the reason of manipulation. A's path to legitimacy. As we know that, as I have earlier mentioned in his introduction, that he had no son. But in Egypt culture, the eldest son performed the mortuary rituals, but Tutankhamun had no son. Then A, who was Tutankhamun's vizier and advisor, he assumed the duties of funerary rituals, and then that's why A legitimized himself in two ways. First one, he associate himself with the Tutankhamun's wife, and then second reason was that for his legitimacy is performing Tutankhamun's burial and funeral. Yes, sir. Conclusion. Yes, conclusions. Death has not bearing the loss of agency. Actually, the whole articles is about this, that does not bring the loss of agency to an individual. Rather, it is transformed into new forms that has the ability to affect the living either directly or indirectly. It means that man after death gain the identity which can affect the living either directly or indirectly. So that's why Tutankhamun's body was intentionally manipulated into a statue that depicted multiple divine identities to help with his legitimization as king. Good. Actually, post-mortem agency of Tutankhamun shows his desire to attain the identity of Amun to continue his legacy. Actually, he want the power after his death till the end of this world. Thank you.
Good. Well done. Well done. Open to class now. I allow you to unmute your mic and say something about this presentation, this case study, and about the presenter too.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Wassalam ji, Ruqayya Maqbool. Come on.
I want to pass my. Sir, this case is very much interesting, and Miss Sunaz make it very clear and understandable after using a simple and easy word.
Good.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Yes.
Sir, Maria is here again.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to comment on Mehnisa's presentation.
Sure.
First thing, that her presentation style, the way she was presenting in a very clear and very understanding way. So it was very understandable, very graspable. All the points that she has explained were very well explained. And then the second thing is, it is all about like Greek history and Egyptian gods and the statues. So it is very much interesting, and she didn't fall she just gave the justice to the topic. This is what I would say. Thank you so much.
Good, thank you. Sobi Akram, do you wanted to say something? Sobi Akram. Wassalam, yes.
I am Shugufta.
Yes.
Sir, I think it's a difficult way to explain or present the historical events or a history. but I think she present in a good manner or and give the details in a very creative manner.
Good.
So I think it's very interesting.
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, yes, sir.
Sure, please say something.
Sir, this is Aisha. Sir, I would like to appreciate her energy level. The energy level was very good.
That's good.
And this has to be appreciated, definitely, because you know it's not very easy to present it in the same tone and throughout, you know, talk in the same way. So that was very good, right from the beginning till the end. The energy level was good, and obviously the material was also.
Really, उसने एक बड़े सेम पेशेंस के साथ और बड़े तहम्मुल के साथ थ्रू आउट बात की है, कोई अनड्यू उतार चढ़ाव नहीं इस्तेमाल किया. So the comments from class from my side no doubt provide energy and oxygen to the presenters, and if any of the shortcoming is there or suggestion is there, that is open-heartedly be accepted by the presenters so as to diminish the mistakes in future. कोई कहीं किसी के नंबर कम करने के लिए, किसी को डिफेम करने के लिए, लेट डाउन करने के लिए नहीं कहता कि इसमें ये चीज़ ठीक नहीं थी, इसको ऐसा किया जा सकता है. तो वो हम देख सकते हैं, जो सजेशंस हों लोगों की उसको हम नोट कर सकते हैं और इन फ्यूचर हम उसको केयर कर सकते हैं कि इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकें. तो आई थिंक सो, अकॉर्डिंग टू माय ओपिनियन, आई एम रियली वेरी हैप्पी विद दिस क्लास. In the last week, the way you presented, and today you are going to present the presentations. No doubt you have worked very hard towards reading and going through this all case studies and preparing the presentations, and finally sharing here with all of your companions. I would like to ask something about GR. आपने आयशा स्टार्ट में फर्स्ट सेशन कहा था कि मैं पेपर के बारे में कोई बात करूं.
जी सर.
तो कमिंग सेशन जो है हमारा तीसरा सेशन, उसमें मैं बात करूंगा, कुछ टॉपिक्स में डिस्कस करूंगा और साथ ही साथ में कोर्स और पेपर के स्टाइल और इस पे हम बात करेंगे. और आज से ऑनवर्ड हमारे जितने भी लेक्चर्स होंगे जिसमें मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, एक हिस्सा मैं रखूंगा, 2 सेशन आपके, 2 मेरे, या सम टाइम 3 आपके, 1 मेरा हुआ करेगा. मैं उसमें पेपर के फॉर्मेट को ही डिस्कस किया करूंगा ताकि एंड तक आपको क्लैरिटी हो सके.
थैंक यू सर.
ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
वेलकम.
थैंक यू सर.
ओके, ये फिनिश हो गया. नेक्स्ट मैं सेंड करता हूँ आपको आईडी, और वो शायद ये दोबारा वर्क ना करे तो मैं सर्कुलेट कर देता हूँ न्यू आईडी. अकॉर्डिंगली आयशा साहब को बता देगी. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
हाँ, इन फोर्थ सेशन में बाकी प्रेजेंट करेंगे.
ओके सर.